On YouTube, CT Shadows here, and I'm here to do an update on my battling boxers. And I've gotten a request to do an update for this format, which is September 2013. And basically, this deck has this build for this format. It's taken me a while to come up with the one that I like, and that's why I've taken a while to update it. And I think I finally come up with a build that I thoroughly enjoy, and that I think is competitive enough for this format. So let's just get into it. And I'm gonna do this with one hand, so it's a bit hard. But right here we have 3 Glassjaw. We're going to be running. I'm personally running 3 of each, basically of the main boxers. So we have 3 Glassjaw, 3 Switch Hitter. Last format, you guys remember that I didn't run Counterpunch, but this format we're back to running 3 Counterpunch. Really, you can substitute Counterpunch with main deck Vanity's Emptiness. I just like it because I feel like it's something to compete with Black Wings, with their Colute. You can drop Counterpunch after they drop Colute, I think. And yeah, it's a good card to get over stuff. Honestly, I do kind of miss the main deck Vanity's Emptiness, but I do side 3 of them. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's thundering pretty hard outside. 3 Spar, which is keys on the main boxers haven't changed. These guys are all really good, all really useful for the deck. So that's the boxers, and then we have monsters that aren't specifically battling boxers. We have 1 of Photon Thrasher. I think I ran him in 2 of before, but I run him in 1 now because he just sets up the turn 1 Xyz plays, or he's just like a beat stick there. And there's another reason why Thrasher's in here still. Hand Trap, 2 Maxi. I'm thinking about maining Effect Veiler instead of Maxi because I realized that I can Maxi my opponent all I want. And this happened in tournament yesterday. I Maxi'd a Karakuri player, and he went off, and I drew like 6 cards, but it was irrelevant because there was nothing I was going to draw into. I don't main deck Gores, I don't main deck Dragodi, I don't main deck Veiler. So there was nothing that he was scared of me drawing into. He knew that he had it. So maybe I was thinking about substituting it for Veiler or something like that to maybe just stop them from going off instead of them just being able to continue their plays and giving me cards, because I really have no out to draw into during their turn. I still play 2 Blaster. 2 Blaster's just good. I do main deck MST now, so Blaster's just there to pop problem cards. And he's also a good setup for FTKing, not FTKing, OTKing. And then this is basically the card that I think is going to make this deck really good, and it's 2 Masked Chameleons. And I've been wanting to make this deck profile, but I've been proxying these cards forever, and I just picked them up yesterday. And Masked Chameleon is really good. There's 4 targets in the deck for it. It's 1 Photon Thrasher and all 3 Glassjaws. There's 0 defense, so you can bring back Glassjaw and make a level 8 Synchro, which we'll get to when we get to the extra deck. And I think it gives this deck diversity that it didn't have before, because rank 4s can only get you so far, and that's the only thing that this deck was good at making before. Masked Chameleon gives this deck diversity. It gives it access to cards like Crimson Blader to shit on dragons and mermails, and cards like Scrap Dragon to pop stuff, or Colossal Fighter because it pluses off the fact that all the boxers are warriors. And I think Masked Chameleon is just a great card for this deck. Over to the spells, 3 Duality. Duality is back at 3, so we're running 3. Consistency issues, I'm not going to lie. So this is just hand correction. If you don't open what you need to open, hopefully you draw into it. First turn, you want to draw like probably the Headgear to Foolish Prayer, the Glassjaw to set up the Masked Chameleon plays, or something like that. 2 MST, and then this is just Staples, Dark Hole, Rhoda, Book of Moon, and Warrior Returning Alive. Still run this card. I think it's really good late game. You can bring back a Switch Hitter, and it's from the graveyard, and then usually late game you'll have like everything you need to make a 1 card Lead Yoke, and Lead Yoke's really hard to get over for a lot of decks. 2 Breakthrough Skills and 2 Xyz blocks. This is basically my effect negation for the deck. Breakthrough Skill is great, getting around cards like Drago Sack. And then Xyz block is great for like hand traps and stuff like that, or Gores, anything really, as long as you have that Xyz monster on the board. And then we have the staples: Warning, Mirror Force, Bottomless, Compulse, and Torrential. And those are basically staple this format, even though there aren't one. And now we'll get to the extra deck. The extra deck is not that complicated. It basically makes sense. You just gotta run staple rank 4s, and then you have your level 8 synchros for Mass Chameleon. I only run 4 level 8 synchros. I think these are the best level 8 synchros that I could run possibly right now. Maybe until like Radiance comes out, or that new Red Dragon Archfiend. I can't remember his name. But the level 8 synchros that I run for Mass Chameleon are Scrap Dragon, Crimson Blader, Colossal Fighter, and Stardust Dragon. And I think those are the best choices. I think those are the best possible makes with Mass Chameleon. Then we have the 3 Lead Yoke. It hasn't changed much. Crazy Box, I do side Eradicator, Excalibur, Star Cestus, which I don't make that much, but I mean he is a battling boxer. Gaga Cowboy, still run Lavalval Chain, and King of the Fairlimps. King of the Fairlimps, I main 1 in the extra deck to search out the Mass Chameleon. It's easy to make. You can make him with Glassjaw and Photon Thrasher, or Glassjaw and Spar, and you detach Glassjaw, and there you're set up right there, 1 card level 8 synchro, and I think it's really great. The only 2 that I don't have in here right now because they're in my Samurai extra deck are Maestroke and Abyss Dweller, and that's 15. So yeah, guys, that's the deck. Hopefully, it's not super competitive, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make this deck competitive because it was like a little challenge that I made for myself. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the deck profile. That's it. I'm just throwing random cards into frame now. Have a good time, guys. I'm CT Shadows, and watch the podcast that'll be up eventually. There's a podcast recorded, but I'm procrastinating and I don't want to upload it, so sorry.